As a doctor, I have to say, your house can be too dirty, but it could also be too clean. So let's check out some of these clips and evaluate these cleaning habits. Huge thanks to Eufy for sponsoring this video.
My name is Centrell. I live in Chicago. I'm 21. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my addiction is cleaning.
A lot of times this is related to, and I'm not making the diagnosis, but it's related to obsessive compulsive disorder. And many times it's not actually the cleaning itself, it's the compulsion of cleaning, which there's an important distinction there.
Germs just make me sick. I actually just try to clean as much as I can because germs can and will kill you.
Something that we all need to kind of wrap our heads around as we exist on this planet is that there needs to always be a balance within our bodies, outside of our bodies, within our minds. And when it comes to bacteria, completely eliminating bacteria, like bubble boy level, where you're not exposed to any, there's no challenges to your immune system, is also problematic, just like living surrounded by feces or something would be. So you need this kind of level where you allow your immune system to do its thing, face an occasional challenge, but not unnecessarily when you know you can get ahead of it by cleaning, washing your hands, etc.
Central cleans, I can't say 24/7 because she sleeps.
If you have to clean every day for 8 hours and your house is not experiencing some farm level waste of manure or something, that is dysfunctional.
People in my house and they're like, whoa, I smell the bleach. And if they can smell that and I can't, like, what does that say about me? That my body is immune to toxic fumes?
Unless she's not diluting her bleach and using copious amounts of it, it's probably not as toxic as she's making it out to be, but it's also not great. And especially for those with sensitive reactive airways, you can create disturbances in the mucous membranes, trigger asthma attacks. So ideally you want to use bleach in a well-ventilated space so that it airs out.
You gonna start with that already?
Yeah.
It's been like this for too long, and it's time that it stopped.
Can you stop now?
I'm looking at all the stuff on it though. Like, come on.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Lord have mercy. I don't know if I can get through the rest of the day with you.
I just don't want to die. I don't want you to die either.
No one's talking about dying here.
As a doctor, I would be curious to ask her, you're saying you don't want to die. There's plenty of people in this restaurant eating. They're not washing and wiping down surfaces. Why do you think they're not dying? And just see how she processes that information.
One of the ways to deal with it is to, first of all, lower the anxiety in general. Different ways to lower your anxiety is to exercise, because anxiety is energy, and exercise allows people to kind of work out that energy.
I don't necessarily love saying that exercise is the treatment here. I think it's providing a combined approach of exercise, perhaps therapy, perhaps bringing up the option of medications, engaging comfort levels. But when you just say exercise, it usually doesn't land well for a patient. And in fact, if I do recommend exercise, I ask them what they think about it and why they think I'm recommending it.
One thing that also can help is journaling. What are your fears and your negative thoughts that you're having during the day, and start changing those.
That type of journaling self-talk is a cornerstone of cognitive behavioral therapy, where you try and pinpoint what cognitive distortion you're experiencing. Like the idea, if there's some bacteria here, it can kill you. If you can talk to yourself that this is a catastrophizing cognitive distortion and say the rational version of this would be, perhaps this is dirty, but my body can have a defense system. I have an immune system. I'm immunocompetent. I fully be able to protect myself. And if I can, I'll wash my hands later before I eat, therefore limit the introduction of that germ into my body. That's the type of work that needs to be done.
I mean, one of the worst states of a kitchen, hotel, inn I've ever seen in my entire career.
We just hung out the other day at F1.
Also a owner that is delusional, and she's convinced herself that the place is run properly, and you know, I'm really uneasy about just being in here. The smell is appalling. Everything feels dirty and I'm not convinced that even the bathrooms are that clean. I'll run a quick test.
I wonder what test he's gonna run, because in order to have a culture, it takes time to grow it. So I'm curious what the test will be. Blacklight? I don't know.
Quick bacteria test. There's a communal bathroom that I am uncertain about. When this thing reads 30, it indicates that it's a sort of a decent level of hygiene.
I've no idea what tool this is. I have no idea what that is. And I don't think he does either because he was hesitating quite a bit.
Anything over 30, then it gets into the danger zone. The mat, the smell under here is appalling.
Is it just looking at like colony forming? I don't know.
In these crevices, there's dirt.
An outdoor rug like that, where you wipe your feet after you come in from outdoors, is bound to have bacteria on it. So I don't really think this is a fair test.
Holy crap.
I really need to know what that device is.
What do you think the reading is?
100,
100,
50,
50,
60.
70.
70, 800 and...
What is that? Hygienia. I'm gonna look this up. Clearly this is a legitimate device, but it's meant to check cooking surfaces, not mats where you wipe your feet. Like, is that an appropriate use of the tool? Or are we going for shock value here, Gordon? Come on.
803. Oh my God. Oops.
803. Oops. It smells like there's crap all over the floor.
Probably because there's crap on the floor.
Probably, could be.
What does that mean, could be?
My first shift here, you were in the bathroom, and I think you had an accident on the floor, on the mat.
What?
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah.
There have been times when I have had diarrhea, but it doesn't happen very often.
But why are you judging another human for having an accident? That happens. It's okay. And you clean it up and you move on. Back to the video in just a second, but first I want to tell you about Eufy, whose Omni S2 vacuum can make a huge difference in the cleanliness of your home. Look, I get it. As a practicing doctor, YouTuber, boxer, race car driver, dog dad, there's just not enough hours in the day sometimes for me to pick up and mop and clean up after my furry children. Seriously, it gets on and in everything. That's why I love the Eufy Omni S2, a robot vacuum that cleans for me with some really cool features like the self-cleaning roller mop that comes with a built-in electrolyzed water generator. It continuously sanitizes the mop during use, so I'm not just spreading around germs. A lot of vacuums lose suction power over time too. I actually want mine to last. The Omni S2 uses a fade-free suction system that maintains consistent suction power. That means longevity. Did you know that some vacuums actually produce filth? That's right, as they suck, they can actually leak dust back into the room that you just cleaned. Eufy's 5-layer filtration system prevents that exact kind of recycled waste. Pick up an Omni S2 now for a cleaner and healthier home. The best part, I got a discount code for you. Use this right here when checking out to knock a few bucks off the final total. I'm trying to help you clean out your house, not your wallet. All right, let's get back to the real cleaning.
I've already done a walkthrough of the house, and basically, there's certain threats that I've been able to identify that could potentially cause you some harm. E. coli.
Him mentioning E. coli, right away my mind goes to stool, that there must be some stool that's present because that's one of the most common bacteria that's found in stool.
Typhoid.
Typhoid? Did that person travel internationally from Asia, Africa, or something? Because it's really rare, like in the hundreds of cases across the US.
And cholera.
Cholera, there's standing water. That's Vibrio. That creates watery, loose diarrhea, very uncomfortable. I wonder why he's saying all of these things are present in this home.
We have the hantavirus, which is essentially from the rodent feces.
Hantavirus is very tricky. It's actually being found in the news right now with this cruise ship scenario. But the hantavirus is spread by rodent feces, urine, that when getting cleaned up or kicked or brushed can actually aerosolize and can be inhaled, land in cuts, enter the mouth, in food, etc. So the correct way to actually clean up rodent feces and excrement is to spray it with bleach, allow it to sit for a few minutes so it's moist, and then clean it up while maintaining a mask, and very thorough protection for your body as well.
This is a total infestation.
There's definitely stool in there. You could see it going against the wall.
For a bobcat.
It was in every layer of filth. Not only was it the biohazard problem, but there was a constant insect problem, there was a rodent problem, and the obstacles that created in our ability to clean that house out was immense.
It's immense, and you have to remember that cockroaches can actually be a trigger for allergies for some. Some people are allergic for cockroaches. Cockroaches can also spread certain bacteria, especially as they travel along food. Salmonella is an example there.
It was as if this home swallowed me up.
And obviously tripping hazard and all the other issues that can come up from a biomechanical standpoint of navigating where you can't see the floor.
Hi, come on in.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Nice to meet you. Would you guys mind putting on some booties? I try to keep the house as clean as possible.
Doing some remodeling.
No, I actually live like this.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow.
I try to
Is he saying that sarcastically? Or no?
So you keep the plastic on and everything all the time?
Absolutely. I've always had the plastic here. Just trying to keep the perfect, cleanest house that I can.
Now, do you have any concerns about the plastic?
I've only had a couple slip and falls.
A couple slip and falls is already a risk. I mean, I would diagnose that and put into the chart that this patient is a fall risk given their environment.
The average house in Todd's neighborhood sells for around $250,000. By protecting nearly the entire house with plastic, Todd hopes to have his house appraised for at least $280,000.
I live in a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house, but 2 of the bathrooms have never been used.
You have your toilet wrapped with saran wrap as well. And does that get in the way?
Well, I don't like stains. So this just helps protect everything.
Okay. And you're not worried about more germs or anything?
No, not at all.
I
I change it quite regularly. I don't know, maybe once a year I change it.
Once a year? I thought he was gonna say daily. I can't imagine how much urine and stuff is on it. You can't clean that well.
So yeah, it's great. It works for me. If it gets dirty, I don't have to spend money on cleaning products.
I mean, whether or not the place is saran wrapped doesn't really impact the value of the house. Like the fact that someone didn't or did use the toilet, I can't imagine that factors into the price of the home. But I would want to investigate why he's so worried about the value of the house. Is it financial distress? Is it extreme anxiety related to OCD? Just to get a better sense of how he's living.
For Pete Dell's behind the white goods, he administers pinprick-sized blobs of poison in the dark recesses of the worktops and the cupboards. This poison is utterly delicious to the cockroach, and as cockroaches are also cannibalistic, secondary poisoning will knock out loads more.
Wow, this is the most National Geographic Discovery Channel-esque poisoning of cockroaches I've ever watched. Usually in areas where there's food, we tend to avoid chemicals and use those sticky traps, but interesting choice here.
But nothing can prepare Pete for what's lurking in the dark.
This is one of the worst stuff I've ever seen.
Pete's going to have to use the whole arsenal of poisons available to him.
Yeah, it feels like you have to really open up that house and shoot some serious insecticides in there.
So with no time to waste, Pete liberally sprays the Fendona all round the kitchen. The spray won't kill the cockroaches immediately, but should have a drastic effect on them over the next few weeks. He'll have to return in 3 weeks to take stock of how all his various poisons and traps.
There's no way someone's living there in the amount that he just sprayed all over the kitchen where people are cooking. These chemicals, if ingested, especially at high levels, can cause neurologic damage. You gotta be careful. I really hope no one's living in this place.
Pete is taken upstairs to the main bedroom where the tenants and their young baby have been sleeping.
So, where was your main problem?
Underneath the bed.
Yep, okay. Yep, along the seams. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate as many bed bugs as I can by collecting them with a bit of sellotape and putting them in a bag, then send them away, be incinerated.
You have to know that these bed bugs can cause significant bites. And sometimes in my patients, one of the main factors and questions that I inquire about when they come in with a rash that could look similar to a bed bug rash is asking if their partner or someone else who's in the same household has the same rash. If you're not asking the question, you could be missing bed bugs.
It is a crippling and mysterious disease that makes everyday life a minefield for some 5 million Americans. OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder. And one of those people is superstar comedian Howie Mandel.
Oh, my good friend who was on my show and I was on his show.
He makes millions of people laugh, but off stage, he can't shake hands with them or touch a doorknob or a glass or even be with his own family.
I would love for the newscaster to not be as judgmental as she's being, or even glass. Like, let's be respectful. This is a condition that someone has and he clearly struggles with it.
As our camera rolls,
yeah, it's right here. he drops the one anxiety pill he'd brought with him to the set.
I don't want you to touch the floor, and I won't touch the floor. I mean, now it's coming off like crazy. But why? I'm not going to take it.
To this day, Mandel is in therapy and on medication for the anxiety that comes with his OCD. He won't say which kind because he knows the millions of adults suffering from OCD are also looking for a cure-all. For him, this latest medication came after working with his own doctor and therapist.
That's a really good approach here. And I think now he's actually very proud of the medication he's taken. So interesting to see his mind shift there.
So that means you'll go without it rather than have the one pill that you have.
Right.
This is precisely the kind of moment Howie Mandel kept secret for so many years, until he let it slip, his battle against OCD on The Howard Stern Show.
You know, I've got a germ fetish. What is your big fear? You're going to get disease? You're going to get sick?
Yeah. Did you want to take it back immediately?
It was devastating to me. You know, I was incredibly embarrassed, and I thought I had humiliated my family.
These days, especially on social media, there's been tremendous communities and support that has formed, but uniquely, it's also created some communities where it's almost celebrated to create pathology where there is none. So people experiencing sad moments in their life that are appropriate, or anxiety based on a stressful moment in their life, will diagnose themselves to feel as part of this community, or perhaps to get attention or affection on social media. And I will not say that's the majority of people, but it does happen, and it's an interesting concept or interesting patient case when it does occur. There are all sorts of shocking TLC medical shows. Click here to see that compilation, and as always, stay happy and healthy.